to write, well, not really write, but list a bunch of references and sources that Obama used in his inaugurational address, when he was giving a speech. And then I also have to list any important issues that he was talking about that he was going to fix. So it's the list here. And I'm reading the speech here. It's part of it, most of it, that he had, and he said. And it's all full of crap, because it's basically just a huge patriotic ideals saturated. I didn't say that right. It's basically just a long speech filled with patriotic ideas, and is just designed to saturate people with the idea that America is the best and you shouldn't care about the rest of the world. And it's also kind of like being hypocritical in itself, because there's one section where he says, "Oh, there shouldn't be the few that are getting by well and doing well, or quote unquote the rich, and then you got the growing many out there that are barely getting by or can't get by or are dying and such, and which is quote unquote would be the poor." And you say that we shouldn't have those kinds of things, but yet in another part you're saying that our free enterprise system, basically capitalism, is the greatest system that we could use for our economy. It's the best kind of system. Mind you, it's that kind of system that creates so many rich and poor people and like all the division. Because with capitalism, you got the private companies, private enterprises that aren't controlled by the government. So private enterprises are controlled by people, or a group of people. And as these group of people sell their wares and get bigger and bigger and bigger, they obviously get richer and richer and richer, and that creates the rich. And then the poor and middle class are really just the people that do the work for them. And they barely get anything. They really just get paid a little bit of money, like here and there. But for the most part, they're not as successful as the people that are running those companies or are behind the company pulling the strings. So you got the rich and the poor right there. So how can you say that we shouldn't have rich and poor and then claim that capitalism is a great system to use when it creates the rich and poor gap that you say you want to clean up and not have?
So then, what do you think would be better?
And then follow Canada's example. You have government control of the prices. Like, for example, in Canada, they have, according to someone that I know who's been there, he says that in Canada, when you pay for gas, you go to the gas station, all the prices, no matter what gas station you go to, the price is fixed to a certain set of numbers. And you can't, only the government can raise or lower that price. It's not that the gas station can just come up and say that they want a certain price, and another gas station says, no, we want this price. So you have to pay different prices. No, it's all one thing. And that's just with gas stations alone. And that to me seems like a better system, because it's not like one business can outshine the other business, and then some people are pressed in one place where the gas is too high, and then other people get by easy because their gas is lower. Instead, it's just one thing, everybody pays the same thing. That's more equal than than the system we have now, where one place wants this, the other place wants this, and people can't have enough money.
So you're saying that we shouldn't be allowed to shortchange each other?
Yes.
Because by shortchanging each other, we're pretty much taking
advantage of each other, and that's creating inequality in a place where supposedly there is equality for everybody. That's bullshit. And then there's just a whole bunch of references and saying how we need more immigrants to come in, like more and more immigrants to come in, and more of our own students in America to take jobs. But that's kind of contradicting itself right there, because if you look at the past and even now, most of the time it's immigrants that are taking the jobs that you claim that you want to make for people who are already here. And yet you have the immigrants coming in who are willing to work for cheap, and there's more of them. So they're more likely to take the jobs that you say that you want us to have. And there's even comments here on Washington Post right below the address, where the people saying, "Oh, well, basically you just want more immigrants to come in and take our STEM jobs." because in recent years, more of us have been losing jobs, can't find jobs, or getting fired, in replace for immigrants who aren't going to work for as much money as we say we want. So you're basically kicking out your own people and covering up, saying that you want your own people to come in and do as well as the immigrants when they really can't, because immigrants are taking everything.
But it's not that they're taking everything; it's that they're because they're willing to work for cheap.
Exactly, they're willing to work cheaper. So then the jobs are like, okay, we got more cheap labor, so come in.
So wouldn't it be better if we had a system where, I don't know, obviously I'm not gonna say don't let immigrants in the country because.
Oh no, if you let them in, but still there
But,
should be a balance.
If anything, maybe how about giving them an education so they can earn those jobs?
That's another. That's another thing too. Most of them are denied unless they get their papers, and it's hard to get papers enough. It's retarded. And then most of these people too on these comments, they're all like, oh, this is a beautiful speech. It should resound with everybody in the nation, all Americans in the nation. This is a great speech, and America should be a leader at the forefront, ahead of the rest of the world. This is what we should be. The president is right, and they're really just being sucked into this patriotic bullcrap, where they're told that they shouldn't really, in truth, they're really down to it. They're told they shouldn't question the systems that are in place. They should support the systems. When in reality, all these systems aren't the greatest at all. They're all flawed, and they're just ridiculous, and it's all hypocritical. And this whole speech here is full of hypocrisy and retardedness, and these people are buying it like it's candy, and they're eating it up like it's candy, and they won't let it go.
So then that's why you should continue learning all this stuff, and you can help other people learn the same thing. And
yeah, that's another thing too. Some people, they're so dominated by these ideas that they refuse to accept any other different opinion or opinion that actually could count and is not saturated by such patriotic and dominating ideas. Because then they think that we're the ignorant ones. When in reality, they're the ignorant ones because they basically just want to accept only American ideals and not consider anything else from the rest of the world. And that's nothing to it. In the speech, Obama was saying that he wants America to be at the forefront of all the opportunities, new technology, new everything. At the leaders, right there at the very starting line. There should never be any countries that make these things before us or do these things before us. There's no way another country can match us with those things. And we're the greatest ever, and there's no one else who can replace us. That's what he's saying. That's not what he's saying here. And yet, in another speech and previous statements from the past, and even in the recent past, he's saying, "Oh no, we should cooperate with the rest of the world to fix these things, the problems that we all have, or to do better trade and be more peaceful with them. We should listen to the rest of the world, not try to dominate the rest of the world." But yet, even despite him saying that, here he's saying we should dominate the rest of the world. So how are you gonna say we should work with the world and not control the world, and yet here you want to go, you want to go say instead we should control the world and dominate the world in new things and even current things. We should step our game up and dominate everything. You can't say that you want one thing and then have no. That's being a hypocrite.
Well, I love you, Belle, but I gotta go back to dinner. I love when you talk like this.
No, but that's another thing. One final quote before we go back to cooking the chuleta is America is not a true leading force. It's really more from what I've seen and looked at. It seems more like a laughingstock. We are a laughingstock and an example to the rest of the world, all the other big powers in the world. We're not leaders in most of anything. We're all just seeing it as an example of, oh, look at them. Most of them are all obese. They're all stupid. They don't have jobs. They're getting their jobs taken over by people who aren't even from over there. Like they rank low in all the rankings that we have, like education and science and all that other stuff. And the only things they ever want to focus on is the oil, getting more warfare, better war equipment. training better soldiers. They only focus on war and oil. They don't focus on their own country, and yet they want to say that they're doing all these things, that they're the leader and everything, that they're focusing on their people, that democracy is the greatest policy, and yet they're failing so hard at everything, and they're all stupid and ignorant. And we should all laugh at them. We shouldn't want to. We don't want to be like them. We want to look at them and say, "Oh crap, this is what I shouldn't be." Not, "Oh my God, this is what I should be." It's really just, it's all blind eye. Yeah, it's all blind to the rest of the world.